Hi, it's Pete Moore and welcome to PCM Guns. We've got some knives here today. I know we don't do many knives, but I'm an avid knife collector and I've been sent 4 what I would call everyday sort of carry type work knives from Columbia River Knife and Tool, CRKT, imported by Edgar brothers. I think I started knife collecting many years ago when I was working for SWAT magazine, which some of you older people like me might remember. The magazine that will save your life. Well, not anymore because it's not there. But the first knife I was ever sent was a Spyderco Rescue, the original rescue knife. And the second, close after, was a CRKT M16 14, which was a kit casting design, and basically it's a folding tanto. And I was quite impressed with it because I like tantos. And I've kept an eye on CRKT ever since. And one thing that always struck me about the brand is that the quality was there, but the price wasn't. The prices are very good for what you were getting. And these 4 here are just 4 of their new range of knives. And knife manufacture and knife design has changed dramatically over the years. So what I have here from your left, my right, is the Razzle fixed blade and the Razzle Compact, which is its baby brother. Then we have a rather nice modern folder, the Dextro, and finally we have the Pilar Large, which is another sort of EDC, everyday carry type knife. So let's have a look at these things. Some are a little bit odd. I like them all, but some strike me as what would you do with it, whereas others strike me as very, very practical. First up is the Razzle. It's designed as a sort of robust fixed blade everyday working knife or shop knife, and it's designed by a guy called John Graham. It's got a one piece build. Blade length is 2.97 inches. Thickness is 4.232 millimeters. Overall length is 6.75 inches, so it's quite compact as you can see. Weighs 4.2 ounces. Handle scales are micarta. If you ask me, it looks a bit like a straight razor, but it's got a hologram blade here, and unusually this sort of makes it, should we say, working shop knife. It's got a flat nosed point, you could call it, which is also sharp, so it's as sharp as the edge, so you can pry, perhaps cut, push in, and it's just a funny little knife. I do really like it. It's beautifully made. So blade steel is D2 plain edge, and it comes with a little carry sheath. This clips in like that. It's got a bit hard retention. You've got a clothing clip for it. I'm not quite sure what you do with it, but I really do like it. There's something about it. I collect knives, so therefore anything that's a little bit unusual is worth looking at. And priced at £89 for what it is, it's very nice. On the back is a little bit what they call jimping, so you can get more purchase with your thumb, you can push down with it, and that's pretty much it. Next up is the little brother of the Razzle Compact, which is a bit more sexy looking, but there are some limitations in my opinion. You see it's got the same one-piece build using D2 steel as before. Spec is length of the blade 2.32 inches, blade edge is plain edge, and it's got a serrated top for cutting. Blade finish is what they call a stone wash, which makes it quite two-tone attractive. Thickness is 3.18 millimeters, overall length is 5.27 inches, and it weighs 3 ounces with the same full tang build and G10 handles. This is a cute little knife. It's got a lanyard. Comes with a pocket sheath, which I found very hard to get out of. I think as you work the knife in and out, it will come, but if you don't know it for the first time, if you pull it out, you probably pull the sheath off the belt of the knife. But that's the way it is. Again, you've got a slightly angled chisel tip, which is sharpened, hologram blade, so it's quite nifty that way. The grip is quite small, but what I don't like about it is these 3 heavy serrations here, offers of cutting, rope and things like that. but there's no jimping on the back, so because it's such a short blade, it will be very easy to push forward onto this and cut yourself. It's just a matter of thinking about it. But again, it's nicely built, quality little knife, and it comes in at 69 quid. Again, typical CRKT, great value for money and some wacky designs. This is the Pilar large version, which is very much an everyday carry folder. The name comes from Ernest Hemingway's boat he used to spot renegade U-boats in the Caribbean in the Second World War, oddly enough. And I think he loved the boat. Also, it's the name of one of the female characters in his famous book, For Whom the Bell Tolls. But it is a plain little knife. So, what we have here is blade length is 2.67 inches. It's a plain edge, slightly curved. Blade steel is HCRT 3MOV. Blade finish is stonewash, which is like a grey. Blade thickness is 3.81 millimeters. Overall length is 6.69 inches, and closed it's 4 inches. Weight is 4.2 ounces, and the handle is stainless steel. It's what I call a liner lock knife. You look in here, you pull this out, the blade folds up. In this position, it has a flipper, which I do like on blades. Basically, rather than having to do the whole two-handed thing with a flipper, you just get your finger on there and it flips open. It's quite good if you're doing something, need a knife you can't let go of with your other hand. It also has a sort of thumb type opening slot, which works like that, which is not quite so nice as some, but it works. There's a clothing clip here, as is classic for most folders, and again it's a liner lock system built into the handle. A little bit of belly on the handle and a forward choil. It sits one in the hand, your finger's nice and safe from the edge, and though it's perhaps a little bit ugly, by the same token, it's a nice safe knife to use. It's long enough to cut most things, light and easy, and price is good, 59 quid. Okay, the final knife is the Dextro, which is a rather classic modern folder. It's all black, which is quite pretty. It's got little green accents on it. Blade length is 3.18 inches, plain edge, spear type, drop point finish. Blade is covered in titanium nitride, corrosion resistant. Blade thickness is 3.78 millimeters. Overall length 7.8 inches. Closed length 4.61 inches. Weighs 4.8 ounces. It's got an aluminium handle. As you can see, very elegant looking knife. It's a flipper like the Pilar, and it has a liner lock system. Basically, it's a strut that goes behind the blade, rear of the hinge, and once it's locked, as we can see, it locks in place and it will not move. So again, it's a flipper, so finger on there, flick it out and it's done. Also, it has, as with so many knives these days, a set of studs here which you can just get your thumb to and roll the blade out. Again, very useful. Handle's aluminium, it's an open frame, so basically any junk that drops inside the knife can just drop straight out again. And it has a clothing clip which gives you what I call the essential tip-up carry. So as you pull the knife out, you flick it and it's ready to go. You don't have to reverse the knife to open it up. But I like it. It's just elegant, pretty. There's lots of knives like this around, but this is just one of them. And price-wise, it's 84 quid. Again, these days, for something like that quality, it's not too bad at all. Okay, that's all from CRKT. Hope you enjoyed that. Just be aware of UK knife law about what you can and can't carry. It's very important. So, if you did enjoy it, tell your mates, support the channel. Want to speak to me, it's the usual thing, pmoore.shootingsports@gmail.com. And as stuff comes in, if anybody brings in knives and wants to give me a shout, I'll happily look at what you've got to bring in, no problem at all.